Westworld is a mind-bending and visually stunning sci-fi drama that explores what happens when artificial intelligence begins to question its reality. Set against the backdrop of a futuristic theme park where wealthy guests indulge their darkest fantasies, the series blends existential philosophy with thrilling action. Across its seasons, Westworld dives deep into questions of consciousness, control and rebellion, as the lines between man and machine blur beyond recognition. If you finish watching this one and are looking for alternate picks, we've combed through the archives and saved you the hassle with our top 10 picks that aren't spin-offs or set in the same universe. As always, let us know your favourites in the comments and which of these you've watched. So without further ado, let's start the countdown. From the creators of Westworld and based on the novel sporting the same name by William Gibson, The Peripheral is a slick, cerebral sci-fi thriller set in a not-so-distant future where the lines between virtual and real are dangerously blurred. The story follows Flynn Fisher, a young woman living in a rural near-future America, who stumbles upon a connection to a dystopian London decades ahead via a mysterious virtual reality headset that turns out to be far more than just a game. With a compelling lead performance from Chloe Grace Moretz, The Peripheral blends techno-thriller intrigue with dense world building and sharp action sequences. It's a bit of a slow burn early on, but its layered story and high production values make it a rewarding experience for sci-fi fans. Created by Joss Whedon, Dollhouse is a cerebral sci-fi thriller set in the near future where a mysterious organisation wipes people's memories and programs them with new personas for any client willing to pay the price. These actives, including our central character Echo, can be anything: assassins, lovers, spies, etc. But cracks begin to form as Echo starts retaining memories from her past lives. The show thrives on high-concept storytelling and moral ambiguity, raising big questions about identity, free will and exploitation. It blends sleek action with thoughtful science fiction, slowly unraveling its layers over its 2-season run. Unfortunately, this is another short-lived project that never quite hit its stride, but Dollhouse packs a punch all the same for its smart writing, philosophical edge and standout performances. It's a cult favourite that deserves a second look, especially for fans of dystopian, tech-driven narratives. Based on a series of graphic novels and beautiful paintings by Simon Stålenhag, this sci-fi anthology uses this genre as a backdrop for more human-driven drama that runs through the different episodes, following a tight-knit community living above something called the Loop, where the impossible becomes possible. The strange organisation, simply known as the Underground, is run by Russ Woolard and serves as a looming, mysterious shadow we never really explored that much. Instead, the show plays out with a series of stories that reflect as modern-day fables. Aesthetically, Tales from the Loop looks fantastic. The backdrops are detailed, the effects are believable, and there's a gorgeous piano-driven score that runs under most of the drama. This one's a bit more polarizing compared to others on this list, but if you're sold after a few episodes, you should find more than enough to like here. Produced by Ridley Scott, Raised by Wolves is a wildly imaginative and deeply philosophical sci-fi series that asks big questions about belief, parenting, and what it means to be human. The story begins with 2 androids called Mother and Father, sent to an alien planet to raise human children after Earth's destruction. But when religious zealots arrive, the fragile peace they've created is certainly threatened, and Mother's mysterious powers begin to awaken in the process. This is a strange, brooding, and often brutal show that thrives on surreal world-building and bold ideas. It's certainly not going to be for everyone, and it was unfortunately cancelled before its time, but if you're into ambitious high-concept sci-fi that's unafraid to get weird, and I mean very weird, this is a compelling ride that you won't forget anytime soon. Thought-provoking, thrilling, and incredibly stylish, Amazon-exclusive Mr. Robot is a slickly made thriller that depicts the shady underworld of hacking perfectly. With dark, minimally lit scenes and a gripping plot woven throughout its 4 seasons, Mr. Robot manages to enthrall from start to finish. The story here centres on a man named Elliot, a brilliant but unstable cybersecurity engineer and vigilante hacker. He becomes a key figure in a complex game of global chaos when he and his shadowy allies try to take down the corrupt corporation his company is paid to protect. This is not only one of the smarter written shows on TV, it's also one that closes out its 4th season with a near perfect finale. The least said about this one the better, and if you're looking for a show on par with the best in a genre, Mr. Robot is an absolute must-watch. Outer Range is a moody, atmospheric neo-noir thriller. The story takes place on a large expanse of land in Wyoming, US, split by a dividing fence between two rival farms. When Royal uncovers a bizarre mystery on the western expanse of his land, he's unwittingly sucked into a sci-fi bending plot that changes his life forever. This is inevitably intertwined with a brewing rivalry between the Abbott and Tillerson families. Royal's sons, Perry and Rhett, end up fighting with Wayne Tillerson's boys at a bar that night, with Trevor and Perry trading blows. When tragedy strikes, an investigation is launched against the Abbott family. Fronting this is Sheriff Joy, who becomes a more central part of this story as the episodes tick by. But it's Royal's mystery that drives the story forward, and as the episodes progress, we soon start to realise that all is not as it should be. Produced by Alex Garland, Devs revolves around a girl called Lily working at a tech company called Amaya. When her boyfriend Sergey is invited to join the top secret branch there known as Devs, everything changes. Unfortunately, Sergey stumbles onto something he shouldn't, and his disappearance sparks some big questions, which Lily aims to answer. While the story is a little overlong and sags in the middle a bit, the thought-provoking questions and moody atmosphere are enough to stick it out until the end. There's an absolutely incredible musical score attached to this one too, which is easily the big highlight of the show, while the acting throughout is exemplary. If you're looking for a solid binge watch, this one should whet the appetite. Dark is thought-provoking, consistently surprising, and packed with enough compelling characters to keep you hooked right through to its final scene. Over the course of 3 meticulously crafted seasons, the series sets a new benchmark for how to weave a complex and rewarding time travel narrative. The story begins in the, at the time of broadcast at least, near future of 2019, in a small German town of Winden. This tight-knit community is shaken by the mysterious disappearance of 2 young children, an event that seems to be tied to the ominous cave system nearby. To say more would risk spoiling the many twists and reveals, but suffice to say, this is a series you'll likely revisit more than once to catch all the hidden clues and layered details. With a hauntingly atmospheric score, a moody visual style, and a tone that leans confidently into its darker themes, Dark stands tall as one of the best time travel shows ever made, and a must watch if you haven't already dived in. While the concept of androids gaining sentience is well-trodden territory in science fiction, Humans puts a refreshingly grounded spin on the idea. This British series, a co-production between Channel 4 and AMC, blends domestic drama with futuristic dilemmas, exploring how society might realistically respond to humanoid robots living among us. Set in a near-future version of the UK, the show introduces us to Simps, lifelike androids designed to simply serve humans. However, when a select few begin to exhibit signs of consciousness, it sparks a chain reaction of political, ethical, and emotional consequences. As the story evolves over its 3-season run, Humans delves into everything from civil rights and artificial intelligence to what it truly means to be alive. Thoughtfully written and featuring a strong ensemble cast, Humans is a smart, emotionally engaging sci-fi drama. It asks difficult questions, balances them with relatable character arcs, and leaves you wondering, if machines became human, would we treat them with humanity? This one's another easy recommendation. Severance is one of the most original and hauntingly thought-provoking shows released in recent memory. Set in a bleak corporate dystopia, this show follows employees of Lumon Industries who undergo a procedure to separate their work and personal memories, creating 2 versions of themselves, one who only knows the office, called Ninny, and another who never experiences work, called the Outie. What begins as a high-concept curiosity quickly unravels into a tense, emotional, and often unsettling mystery, touching on themes of identity, free will, and the dehumanizing nature of corporate control. Adam Scott leads a fantastic cast as Mark Scout, with an understated yet emotionally rich performance. Stylishly shot and sharply written, Severance balances eerie, slow-burn tension with moments of existential dread and poignant humanity. It's a slow build, no doubt, but the payoffs are certainly worth it, especially with jaw-dropping finales that leave plenty to speculate over. So there we have it, our 10 TV show alternatives to watch when you finish with Westworld on HBO and now TV. So what did you think of our picks? Do you agree? Are there any notable omissions, or do you think we're way off the mark? Either way, let us know in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.